Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. And today I'm going to share with you guys a secret my buddy Aaron Martens showed me about the Scrounger when we were fishing together some years ago. And I want to pass that along with you guys. You know, that's one of the things about Aaron that's really great. He never really tried to keep secrets on stuff. You know, he always, would talk to people about how to catch fish and show them how to catch fish. And I think Aaron would be, pretty happy with me guys sharing you the secret that he taught me about the Scrounger that's really helped me catch a lot more fish. So I'm going to show you guys how to set it up, rig it, and give you guys a little background information on it. Real quick before we get started here, just a couple different housekeeping tips. Just wanted to pass along if you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel. It's a really great way to support the channel. As a member, you get additional videos every week that aren't seen by the public, access to my personal email address for your fishing questions. It's a great way to support the channel. And also just wanted to give you the weekly reminder, if you guys haven't had a chance, go by fishthemoment.com, check out our lake map breakdowns. We're getting a bunch of spring map breakdowns out, lakes all across the country. If you don't know much about a lake or you want to learn more about the lake you fish, it's a great way to do it by getting one of our lake map breakdowns. And we can also build personal breakdowns too. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Aaron, what he taught me about the Scrounger here. Aaron was sort of like the guy that made the Scrounger famous. He was one of the first guys to really use it effectively in tournament competition, and he actually designed several Scroungers for a couple of different companies and did really good on it. And I want to tell you about this one particular trip that we were fishing on where he really taught me the effectiveness of this one particular Scrounger setup. I'm going to show you. We were fishing together. We were actually on, I used to own a 40-acre lake up north of Joplin. And anyway, Aaron was staying with me for a few days, and we were out in the lake, and he goes, man, he goes, these fish will bite a Scrounger here. He goes, I'm completely convinced of it. So I said, well, I've never caught them on a Scrounger here. I don't know if they'll bite it or not. So anyway, we got out there, and he pulled out one of his, regular Scroungers, like the bigger quarter-ounce size like this. And he put a, like a regular size Fluke on there and started fishing it, and fished it for 30, 45 minutes, didn't do any good. And then he got down, Aaron, if you'd ever been around him, he tweaked baits all the time. He was always in his box, working on stuff, dyeing stuff. So he put that one down, and he put on a 3/16 ounce sinker, a 3/16 ounce head, and he put on a different trailer on it, and he dyed it up with some chartreuse dye, marked it up. Fished that for about 45 minutes, nothing. And then over the course of the next hour or two, he still hadn't had a bite on the Scrounger. He changed up sizes, this and that, changed up different trailers, changed up his retrieve, nothing. And we're into this now like 3 hours, and he still hadn't had a bite on the Scrounger. And I'm like, beginning to doubt him at this point. He said, dude, I promise you they'll bite a Scrounger. So eventually he picked up a little tiny 8-ounce Scrounger head with a Zoom tiny Fluke on it, put the thing on, dyed it chartreuse on the tail a little bit, dyed a little chartreuse vein on the side, and he started whacking them on the thing. He caught like 10 good fish in like the next 15 minutes, simply by figuring out the bait that the fish wanted on this Scrounger. So I've taken it since then, the little 8-ounce Scrounger setup that Aaron, showed me about, and I've done really good all across the country on it. It's one of the greatest lures that you can use anytime the water's cold, like from now up until the water gets up into the 50s. And I'm going to show you guys how to set it up and how to rig it the way Aaron showed me. So anyway, first of all, this is the 8-ounce Scrounger head. Now, a lot of people don't ever fish an 8th ounce. This is a really small one. Here's my Scrounger box right here. You can see I've got a lot of different sizes in there. And I'll show you, I'll put up a 1/4 ounce in comparison to it to sort of show you the difference. Which is the size a lot of people use, is the 1/4 ounce. So here's the difference in the two. You can see it's quite a bit of difference in the head size. So anyway, what Aaron showed me on the thing is he take a little, this is a Zoom tiny Fluke. It's a little bitty deal. It's about 2.5 inches long, called a tiny Fluke, and bites just about 1/8 of an inch off the head. And then the key on this, guys, and I talk about this a lot, is you got to get it. Aaron would take forever rigging this thing up. He'd rig it, and it wouldn't look good, and he'd pull it off and rig it again. And you got to get the thing completely perfectly straight, because if you don't, the bait will not run right. It'll run off on the side. So I'm going to put it on here as straight as I can, just for the purpose of the video here. Sort of looks like that right there. And then he'd take it and he'd put like a little chartreuse vein down the side and, you know, dye the tails a little bit here. Anyway, throwing it on 6-pound test line, just a regular, you know, 6.5 foot spinning rod. And the way you want to fish this thing, guys, is cast it out like over main lake points, secondary points, rocky banks. Let it hit the bottom. Let it go all the way to the bottom. And then you just slowly crank it and pull it. So pull it like 2 or 3 feet at a time, and it goes like this, and let it fall to the bottom. And then pull it a little bit more, lift it off the bottom, and let it fall to the bottom. You want to keep this bait close to the bottom. This is not a bait that you reel through the water column. This bait needs to be within, you know, 6 inches off the bottom at all times. So wherever you're fishing it, you know, just keep it on the bottom. Guys, I have caught them on this thing all over the place. I've caught them everywhere back east. I've caught them at Lake Hartwell, back in South Carolina, Lake Lanier in Georgia on the thing. Caught them at Lake Cherokee, Tennessee with it, all over the Ozarks here, Lake Mead. This is a killer little deal here, guys. So get you some 1/8 ounce scroungers, pull up some Aaron Martens energy there, and I promise you it'll get you a lot of bites. And it gets good bites too. It's not, even though it's a small bait, it's not like a tiny fish lure. I mean, if you got a lake that has a lot of spotted bass in it, I caught some big spotted bass on Lake Hartwell with the thing, with the Bassmasters Classics going on right now. It's just a really good bait for super tough fishing situations. If you have a situation where it's bright bluebird sky, clear water, doesn't even have to be clear. It can be, I've caught them in like 3 foot of visibility quite a bit with it. But just tough fishing conditions with not much wind. The Scrounger will produce you some decent fish there. So anyway, just wanted to pass that along. Like I said, we all miss Aaron, think about him quite a bit. And like I said, this was, when I think about Aaron Martens and fishing, a lot of people think about drop shot and stuff like that, but I always think about Scroungers when I think about Aaron. So I hope you guys are doing good, and we'll talk to y'all later. See you.